Let's see if he's who we think he is.
It's him, all right.
You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
Personally, I don't understand why everyone's hating on Smollett. After all, he just helped Trump lower African-American unemployment. 2 more jobs. When America is so great that you have to hire 2 dudes from Nigeria to oppress you. We are live. This is the 4th hour of the Alex Jones Show. And we've got a new video coming up in the next segment, which is my breakdown. Comedic take somewhat on the unfolding or imploding Jussie Smollett hoax. Latest news story about that comes out of CBS Chicago. This is being reported by Charlie DeMar. Chicago police confirming they're investigating a tip that Smollett was in his apartment building elevator with the Osundero brothers. Those are the 2 Nigerian brothers who he allegedly, it's reported, or has been reported, that he paid them to help him stage the attack, that he was in an elevator, an apartment building elevator with those 2 brothers on the night of the reported incident. And we have this out of NBC News. Police investigating whether Jussie Smollett brothers were together night of alleged attack. Police in Chicago said they received a tip on Tuesday claiming that on the night of the alleged attack against actor Jussie Smollett, he was seen with 2 brothers who were arrested and later released in connection to the incident. Police spokesman Anthony Guglielmi said the witnesses told officers Smollett was seen riding in an elevator with Ola and Abdel Osundero in a building near where the alleged assault happened on January 29th. Of course, now they've got the receipts basically proving that those 2 brothers were the ones who bought the rope or the shoelace or the noose, as it's been variously called, before the attack at a hardware store. We've also got CNN reporting this. Oh, and by the way, speaking of CNN, Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks came out with a tweet today, I believe, and Cernovich responded to it. It's on my Twitter feed right now. He said, I was skeptical about the Smollett story, and that's why I didn't talk about it on air, but I don't judge people who did. That's what you do. Report the news of the day, report updates when you have them. Well, obviously, that's complete BS, because the news media manages, controls, decide upon the narrative of the day. We had a story up yesterday on Infowars.com. Deranged leftist pulls gun on Trump supporter for wearing MAGA hat. Arguably a more severe incident than the alleged incident that happened to Jussie Smollett, which apparently may have been staged, as all the evidence points towards. CNN, which of course reported the Jussie Smollett attack as if it was completely confirmed. They said it was a racist, homophobic attack, as if the evidence was all in. CNN has not reported on this incident at all. You had some crazed leftist at a Sam's Club in Bowling Green, Kentucky on Saturday pull a gun on a couple because they were wearing MAGA hats. That was the reason. You want to talk about hate crimes? We have yet another proven, documented political hate crime targeting Trump supporters. It was reported on by a local news station, a few other local news stations, wasn't even reported by CNN. You imagine for a second if a Trump supporter was in a mall or at a Sam's Club, pulled a gun on a Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez supporter or a Bernie Sanders supporter or a Nancy Pelosi supporter. That would be in the news wall to wall all week. This they don't even report on. So no, it's not just, oh, we're just reporting the news as it comes in. They unquestionably reported this Jussie Smollett attack. They then crafted an entire narrative around the suggestion that it was Trump themed, that this is what's been happening since Trump took office. Of course, as we know, and the Daily Call has done a huge list on this, which I'll probably get time to go through later. Literally dozens and dozens of fake hate crimes since Trump was elected, or at least since he began running for office back in 2015, proven to be complete hoaxes. They're initially reported. When it comes out that it's a complete hoax, it's a complete fraud, it's either in the back of the newspaper, or it's the 5th item on the news, or it's not on the news at all. So no, you can't say, oh, we were just reporting the facts as they came in. The vast majority of these leftists and these Democrats who came out with their tweets vehemently blaming Trump supporters for this entire farce have not deleted those tweets, have not issued an update. And now you've got people like Kamala Harris saying, oh, I'm not going to comment until all the evidence comes in. Well, that didn't stop you commenting right at the start when there was no proven evidence whatsoever, did it? Absolutely absurd. We'll be back with that video and more in the next segment of the Alex Jones Show Live, Infowars.com. We're continuing to talk about the Jussie Smollett story. Obviously, reports that he may face a grand jury next week. The other point to make on this is about the media. Obviously, this has been used once again to bash the media over the head, but this reminds us that there are actually some legitimate journalists in America that are still out there, that are still doing real, objective, muckraking journalism. Many people at local CBS news stations in Chicago have rightly taken the credit for being very early, very on point, breaking the details of this case as they emerge, even in the face of a left-wing hysteria, which again, right at the start of this story, basically attacked anyone that dared question this story of the vicious hate crime targeting a gay African-American. That was not a nice climate. That was not a pleasant environment to even dare contradict. But a lot of these local news journalists did so, obviously from their police sources within the investigation. And in virtually every instance, they've been proven correct, at least so far. So again, it comes to the point. There are real objective journalists left in America, but now they're mainly working for local news stations. And again, that's because they're just doing their job. They're not egomaniacal political activists posing as journalists, lusting after fame, like a lot of people who work for CNN. And on that point, we're going to go to the video now. Jussie Smollett is a complete idiot. Here's the full 7-minute video. Let's roll it. Jussie Smollett, first American to scam Nigerians. Impressive.
Let's see if he's who we think he is.
It's him, all right.
You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
Personally, I don't understand why everyone's hating on Smollett. After all, he just helped Trump lower African-American unemployment. 2 more jobs. When America is so great that you have to hire 2 dudes from Nigeria to oppress you. The story fell down from the moment when Smollett claimed that after the attack began, he hit the other guy's back.
I punched his ass back.
Which, like the rest of his tale, appears to be fake news. Get it? Fake news. Smollett is tipped to do well at the Oscars this Sunday, but he's facing some stiff competition. Believe in something, even if it means making up everything. But instead of admitting their horrendous mistake, much of the media doubled down. The Daily Beast tried to argue that Smollett allegedly faking the hate crime to frame Trump supporters was Trump supporters' fault. Nana Afua-Mumford of the Washington Post editorial board wrote an article entitled, "I Doubted Jussie Smollett. It breaks my heart that I might be right." Imagine being so beset by Trump derangement syndrome, you're sad that a hate crime didn't happen, by echoing Smollett's initial claim that the incident was a Trump-themed, racist, homophobic attack. The media also claimed that they were just reporting the facts. No, you literally publish news stories like this one titled, "The Jussie Smollett Attack Highlights the Hate Black Gay Americans Face." According to CNN's Brian Stelter, the media did nothing wrong.
There was a rush to judgment. I think it was mostly in the celebrity press and among activists and among Twitter people. I think there was a really careful reporting by news organizations.
Really careful reporting, like this CNN headline, which reported the attack as a definitive homophobic, racist incident before any details were proven. So careful.
We've got some breaking news. Actor and musician Jussie Smollett from the hit show Empire was attacked and beaten in Chicago.
2 assailants approached him, wearing ski masks and yelling homophobic and racist slurs.
Racial and homophobic slurs.
They poured a chemical on him believed to be bleach and tied a rope around his neck.
As the men fled, they yelled, "This is MAGA country."
Really careful reporting.
Really careful reporting.
But you can't blame the media for being jealous of Jussie Smollett lying. After all, that's their speciality.
You might even start to believe that this is a banana. But it's not. This is an apple.
Really careful reporting.
America's favorite blame game. Pin the tail on the honky.
We have a media that's saying it's a debate whether or not what just happened to Jussie Smollett is a hate crime. It's absurd. The isn't a debate.
I agree. I agree.
This isn't a debate.
Is Donald Trump Jr. promoting a Jussie Smollett conspiracy theory? No. Turns out you guys were doing that.
Really careful reporting.
And how many of these Democrats are going to issue retractions if and when Smollett is convicted? Don't hold your breath.
This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate.
Which tweet? What tweet?
About saying that it is a modern-day lynching.
Okay. Which tweet? What tweet?
My God. Just heard that Jussie Smollett was brutally assaulted in a racist, homophobic hate crime. This is awful.
Whoops. Looks like Sean King threw Smollett under a bus quicker than his own white mother, Kathy Griffin. No one can ruin a career faster than I can. Jussie Smollett. Hold my bleach. It's 2 a.m. and minus 20 degrees outside, so I decided to walk to 7-Eleven for a Slurpee. I got jumped by a cell of Islamic State jihadis who yelled, Allah Akbar. And this is ISIS country. They threw a burqa on me and sprayed me with camel pee, but I fought them off. Interview me. Others hid behind the excuse of saying, we're waiting for all the evidence to come in before commenting.
The facts are still unfolding.
Which is kind of funny because it didn't stop the same people from blaming evil, white, racist, homophobic Trump supporters for the attack before any evidence had come in.
Which tweet?
Meanwhile, actual hate crimes against Trump supporters are being carried out on a regular basis, and the media barely reports it. Smollett allegedly staged the attack after a racist letter sent to the Empire Show studios didn't get enough attention.
It's offensive.
He was even allegedly prepared to testify against 2 innocent people the cops had in custody, until he realized the 2 people were his Nigerian buddies, and he mysteriously changed his mind. Why the hoax? Because ascribing yourself victimhood status is now one of America's most lucrative career paths. Just ask Colin Kaepernick. Nothing attracts power and money quicker than playing the victim. Our culture has fetishized victimhood into a business, and business is booming. Also, the notion that Jussie Smollett staged the attack against himself was once a conspiracy theory. Don't forget that when you read news reports of the establishment asserting that conspiracy theories need to be banned because they're harmful to society. Sometimes conspiracy theories are just inconvenient truths that the political establishment wants to remain hidden. Smollett is also one of the biggest virtue signalers on the planet, proving once again that the most righteously indignant often turn out to be the biggest frauds. And the media is perfectly willing to facilitate the greed-soaked gravy train. As CBS News' Laura Logan admitted, this entire farce proves once again that journalists are no longer journalists. They're political activists. But wait, I'm just hearing that there's new surveillance footage which caught the Smollett attack on camera.
Really careful reporting.
Oh.
If I had said it was a Muslim or a Mexican or someone black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot much more.
There we have it. Jussie Smollett is a complete idiot. That video is up on YouTube right now. Please get it out, share it. Latest on this is a report out of Gateway Pundit. Hate hoax update. Investigators suspect Nigerian brothers linked to threatening letter sent to Jussie Smollett. So you remember this was preceded by Smollett receiving this letter, which was basically a cutout of magazines calling him gay slurs and black slurs, which was sent to the studios of Empire. Now it turns out that that was likely a setup carried out by the Nigerian brothers as well. There you see the image of the letter. Again, it had MAGA in the top corner to blame it on Trump supporters. Breitbart reports Alicia Milano struggles to come to grips with Jussie Smollett hate hoax. She said, if that man staged his own attack, he's wrong in so many ways. No one could be that hurtful. To stage this, right? They cannot come to terms with the fact that this was staged. The liberal tears are beautiful to behold, and they just can't handle it. But as we've proven, dozens and dozens of hate crime hoaxes in America, most of them blamed on Trump supporters, have occurred over the past 4 years and have been documented. We'll be back in the next segment of the Alex Jones Show Live. Breaking news at Infowars.com. Don't go away.
For those looking for the ultimate source of energy for their day, every day, The Brain Synergy Combo is here. Combining the powerful Turbo Force and Brain Force Plus nootropic formulas, this combo has what you need to hit your maximum potential every day. Take the tasty tropical berry flavored Turbo Force instant drink mix with you on the go or at work to help provide you with focus, clarity, and energy, and to reach your full potential. Hit the next generation of advanced neural activation with the Brain Force Plus nootropic, a fan-favorite formula fueled by powerful, time-tested ingredients for a true 360 win. With this combo, you can have energy wherever you need it, at home, on the go, in the car, and more. Get pure energy on tap and take advantage of old and new InfoWars powerhouse formulas with the Brain Synergy Combo. Head to InfoWarsStore.com today.